everyone. It's Elocin and I am finally back with the video. This here is a car vlog, and if you're wondering what's going on with the readings, well, I have a new channel for that. So if you very much so into the readings and you miss watching those readings, you can check out the other channel, which will be in the description box. But that's not what this video is about, okay? This channel, let me just explain real quick. This channel is going to be for vlogging, spiritual talks, me sharing my experiences, possibly lifestyle, vlogs or videos, so yeah. Let me just say this first and foremost, for anybody that has ever doubted themselves, if you feel a certain type of way, trust what you feel, trust what you know, because more than likely you're not wrong. More than likely it's nothing, you're not paranoid, okay? I just had a moment here where it was like a huge moment, and I've always, like, when it comes to how I come off, I'm very mindful of that, because I know how sensitive I am. I know how sensitive I am, so I'm very mindful of how I communicate with people. Unless, like, we're not in that space where I feel like, you're violating me in a certain type of way. And so, then it's like all out war with my communication style, But it takes a while to get up to that point, with me at least. I'm very patient, I'm very understanding, and I try to gain some type of understanding before I come up with any assumptions. I'm just a different type of person, and I'm not trying to put myself out there like I'm better than anybody, but I'm just a different type of person. Like, I sit there and think before I say things. That's just me. I haven't always been like that, but over time, when I was younger, I used to be the type of person that absolutely didn't have a filter. So I would say pretty much what was ever come out of my mouth and what was ever on my mind, I would speak my mind, period. And that's just how I was. And then I realized, like, dang, why was their reaction like that? Well, dang, like, I didn't mean to hurt their feelings. I was just saying. So over the years, or, I used to say things that I know would really hurt people, especially if I felt that they have somehow violated me or disrespected me. Like, my words used to be so lethal. But over the years, and especially, me, like, as I gotten older, just me in particular, like, I've learned to take all those mistakes or those experiences and lessons and actually learn from them and evolve myself, because that's important to me. Self-mastery is so important to me, like, that's my heart. That's my passion, self-mastery. When it comes to doing the readings, yes, I enjoy it, but that's not my passion. It is a passion, but ultimately my passion is self-mastery, and I'm still mastering certain aspects of myself. I'm still mastering myself. I'm not, fully mastered. And I feel like, is that something that's possible for you to be like? I can see that you can possibly ascend as a master, but that's still an ascension process. You're still ascending, so I've come to a certain level in my life where I've learned my mistakes. Some was, I ain't gonna lie, some lessons I kept having to learn over and over again. And as you know, me experiencing that, it got harder and harder. Those experiences got more challenging. Let me just say it like that. They got more challenging. So it's like, you know, eventually you're gonna have to learn your lesson, boo. You want to keep feeling this? No, we're not gonna keep doing this. So, you know, I learned some lessons, some hard lessons, but you know, I got it. You know, so going to, you know, the story time. I don't even know if I want to go into the details of it, because I'm more so disappointed than anything. You know, I've never really had anyone come to me like, girl, of course they wouldn't come to me like that, but you know, I'm thankful that I was told this side, and I feel like the only reason why it was mentioned like that was because it was more so a projection and not necessarily my true reflection. So, you know, out of curiosity, like I was having a conversation with someone that I really admired and looked up to. And, you know, I worked with this person as far as, you know, on a spiritual level. You know, she assisted me on my spiritual journey through my shadow realm. So, you know, after I was done with the ritual, or the, you know, I guess, you know, the different steps, I decided to part ways, because that's what my spirit was telling me. It was saying it's time to go back to your path, you know, and do your thing. And it was like other things that were a part of that decision. I was like, in this time frame, as I started opening myself up more to, you know, the group members, and, you know, start showing more of myself, I used to get certain vibes, and I mean, and I understand, like, you know, and that's where my understanding aspect came in, because just about everybody in that particular group are in their shadow realm, so they're facing their fears. And so, you know, there's a lot of people who have been traumatized, you know, dealing with their own traumas, dealing with their own demons and stuff like that. So, you know, that was explained to me by, you know, somebody who I was very close with in tribe as well. I said tribe. The group. I'm trying to not be so, like, you know. Anyway. So, you know, I was like, yeah, you right. You know, everybody in there is going through their own form of healing. So, you know, what I was feeling, I invalidated myself. Because I was like, you know, I was just taking into consideration, like, that is true. Obviously, I'm facing some of my traumas with connecting with other people and feeling like, you know, people have a certain perception of me. And now what I've learned is that shit don't matter. It don't matter what people think, because everybody gonna have their own perception. So, you know, they're entitled. Whatever. I'm learning that. And it's okay, because, you know, I'm learning to eat that shit. I'ma eat it for breakfast. I'm just saying. Anyway. So, you know, I was feeling like people were judging me in a way that wasn't accurate to who I was. And so people didn't necessarily let me in, even with me going to certain people to, you know, get to know them on a deeper level, on a one-on-one basis. And it was like, you know, certain people had walls up, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to take it personal. I'm just going to, you know, let it be what it be. And my whole mission is to just finish this process. You know, I in particular called this experience to me. I was ready to do a certain level of shadow work. I've been doing shadow work for some years now, but it was like I was getting so much deeper into my spiritual journey, and I knew how important it was to free myself from certain fears or demons, you know, certain traumas that held me back. So I was like, I'm ready to do some shadow work, and I started doing the shadow work, and certain things started coming up. But then I happened to run across this lady who at the time was giving readings, and she mentioned my babies who are on the other side. And the type of readings that she was doing, they were more so on the darker side. This was like around Halloween-ish time last year, so you know, they were darker readings, but my reading wasn't so bad. It was just my babies came up, and I was like, wow, you know, my babies are around, and I could see how that's a shadow for me, because as you know, that's another story, but that was a shadow of mine that I had to deal with, or I'm not gonna say deal with, I had to heal from. So you know, after the reading, she invited me to do her program. And I was like, oh my God, like in my heart, I was like, this is exactly what I called into myself, because I had just started shadow work, and her program was for healing, you know, shadows. So I was like, oh my God, yes, I will. This is so right. Yes. So, you know, during this experience, it was about 7 or 8 months for me, and it's like different for everybody, but I really took my time in this process to process everything and to go through those tests. You know, Spirit was giving to see how healed I was, and passing those tests and moving forward. So during this time, you know, I eventually elevated to a certain position in the group, you know, and I just, you know, the whole time I was really observant. I would say things here and there, but not, you know, fully opening up, just, you know, recognizing, you know, the energies, and, you know, seeing everybody and how they interacted with everybody else, and just catching things, you know. Okay, so yeah, I was picking up on energy from, you know, certain people, and you know, I didn't say nothing. I would just watch body language. You know, I would see body language and just feel the energy. Not, you know, I guess people don't take the whole empath thing seriously. Like, you know what you know, you feel what you feel, you know. And I know I'm not crazy, although I felt like it. So I was picking up like the little subtle hints and stuff, like energetically, and you know, during group discussions, body language. I remember that the lady who was over the group, she would make comments, and a lot of times her comments were very indirect. It was like subliminal, but I would catch it because that's just who I am. I catch things like that, and I, you know, I just let it be. And it was like a lot of drama, you know, associated. So I was just, you know, just be mindful and things of that nature. But she was directly speaking to me one day during a group call, and you know, like you could see everybody on the screen when she was addressing certain things. One lady turned her camera off, like I didn't catch that, and another lady was like, you know, making all types of faces, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I hear you. You know, I see you. Like, and the thing was, like, I already had my camera off, but I could see everybody. They just couldn't see me. So I, you know, like, that kind of confirmed to me, like, you know, what was really going on. Like, is it me? And so I brought it to another member. I was like, you know, like, this is how I'm feeling. And I think I'm ready to just hurry up and finish my healing ritual and just, be done with it, and not necessarily be a part of the group. And she was like, no, sis, that's just you. That's just you. We all healing, da-da-da-da-da. So I'm like, yeah, I hear you. And I used to say things like, like I just felt like certain people were invalidating what I was feeling. And, I don't know, like, I guess it depends. Like, your experience is your experience. But if you're saying, like, from a spiritual perspective, that's not what it is, then I'ma just go with that. Like, maybe because I'm in my flesh, I'm not seeing it like that. So I'm realizing also, people are human. People are not going to be them true selves, their true selves. Like, I'm realizing how real I am, and I'm going to put it out there, like, real recognize real all day long. All day long. I don't know if I'm just like, it sounds like I'm talking in circles, or like if y'all really getting what I'm saying. So long story short, I finally finished my healing ritual and decided to remove myself from group instead of continuing on as a member and helping others, because I didn't necessarily feel aligned, and I felt like spirit was leading me in a different direction, which I'm absolutely ecstatic about. Like, I am slowly but surely kind of like coming back to the real world and like leaving like occultic practices, like heavy occultic practices, because just based on my north node, south node, my south node is in Scorpio, which is all about secrets, the occult, sex and stuff like that, having certain dependencies. I'm like, I've done that. Like, and it's like the more that I dive deeper into that realm, it's like the more pain I cause myself. Like, it's always some type of backlash from, going deeper into those certain practices, or even attaching myself to anyone for like that codependent relationship, me relying on someone else to, give me what I need at that time. So I was like, let me just, step back and just go back in my direction, go back and, start doing my thing. So, I did. And then shortly later, the lady that's over the group, she messaged me, and it was crazy because I was going to message her too. Now, I respect her and love her so dearly. She's opened up her home to everybody in the group. We've done, rituals together, healing work together. She's taught so much, and has given so much of herself, which I'm so thankful for. But what I felt from the very beginning, I'm not even going to say from the very beginning, the moment that I started putting myself out there, I felt the energy. And, it was an energy of like, who do she think she is? And then it would be like subliminal shots, like, wow, I'm like, okay, all right. And you know how people always like to say, well, if you felt triggered, then it's you. You know what I'm saying? People be like playing these mind games, and I don't like that. I don't like mind games. Like, just be straightforward. We ain't gotta play no mind games. If you don't fuck with me, you don't fuck with me. Say that. Me personally, because I've learned not to be so blunt, I'm not going to necessarily say that. I'm going to have a conversation with you, and I'm going to ask, like, what's really going on? What is this that I'm feeling? That's me. That's me. Like, some people like, fuck that, just cut their ass off. No, me personally, I want to understand it. And I know people are gonna lie. You know, I do know that. If you ask them a question, a lot of times they're not gonna tell the truth. Not all the time, but a lot of times. So you got to use your discernment then. Me personally, I already know what the truth is. I've already determined what the truth is. I just want to hear what you gonna say. Are you gonna be real, or are you gonna be, you know, a fuck ass? Excuse my language. No, I'm just playing. But no, are you gonna be real, or are you gonna be fake? So, you know, it's like, I don't know too many real people. I do know, I say, like, for real, like, on that level, like, if somebody had to really tell me the truth, I know at least one person for a fact that will tell me the truth in a way that's, you know, like, they don't have to be nasty about it, but they gonna, like, let me know. And I so appreciate that person. Like, I only know one person. Like, I haven't had those type of relationships with other people just to know, like, if they're real or not. But, like, when it comes down to, like, the harder stuff, I only know, like, one person who's gonna just be like, well, you know, this is what it is, but I could see your perspective, but, you know, that's kind of fucked up, or, you know, just telling me like it is. I've learned to be like that, you know, because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Like, that's not me. I'm not one of the people that, you know, enjoy hurting people's feelings. I feel like nobody does. I mean, some people do get a kick out of it, but I'm not one of those people. So, unless I feel like you really need to hear the truth. Like, I can get like that, but anyway. You know, it came out how this person felt, even in a way that was very indirect. This person said that I made, like, and then they used a past life to acknowledge this feeling, you know, that there was some inadequacy. Like, I made this person feel inadequate, not enough, you know. And they said it wasn't jealousy, but, like, I was better than them. And I get that all the time. So, you know, I don't necessarily feel like it was a past life. That's just the energy that people get from me sometimes, or, you know, that, you know, I guess, I don't know. And I don't act like that, because I've, like, asked other people, like, is that, like, it? And I feel like it's just because it's like a mirror. You know, those people who feel that way is because they feel that way, and it's not me, because I'm not that type of person. I'm not that person. Now, I can be like, now let me tell you how I can be. Like, it's never snobby or better than. What it is like, my nigga, I'm really trying to keep myself at peace right now, so let me just be quiet and not say nothing. Or I'm super shy, you know, and I can see how that comes off as snobby, but I'm not gonna change that. I'm not gonna change myself just because you think I'm snobby, but it's actually me being shy. A lot of times, like, because I stutter sometimes, because my brain just be like, blah, 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 blah. You know, I don't speak how I really want to. You know, I don't, or I'm not even going to say, because I sometimes just don't want to talk. But because I do stutter, like, I don't say too much. I'll just observe, or, you know, speak when I'm spoken to, or, like, if it's really something that I want to really chip in, I'll say it then. But I'm not just going to be the one to, like, carry a whole conversation. That's just me, you know. Like, even when I was younger, I used to be, you know, a little bit more vocal, but people used to, like, I used to speak very low, and people used to be like, you talking to yourself? I'm like, no, I'm talking to you. What did you say? Never mind. You know, like, I've always, like, I used to feel like people used to invalidate what I was saying, knowing very well that they heard me. You know, maybe they didn't, because I sometimes do talk low. You know what I'm saying? So I've just learned to be a lot more observant over the years. And, you know, because of my shy nature, I don't say too much of nothing, you know. So, and then another thing that was said was like I had a resting bitch face. Okay, you know what? I do, but the thing is, I've always had that face, even as a little girl. Like, my family used to get on me all the time, like, Nicole is sad. Oh, she's so sad. You know, they used to think that I was sad. They used to, you know, tell me to smile all the time. Like, I don't have to be sad. I don't have to be angry. I can smile. But that was just my face. That was just my face. Like, I went back to my old pictures and I have to show this lady that this has always been me. And I used to get teased for this. You know, people used to like really hurt me by saying things about my face. Because I'm not mean. I am far from mean. I can be mean, like if you're getting on my nerve, like I'm saying. But, you know, that's everybody. That's everybody. So yeah, like, I was really confused today, but then I just got super excited because I realized how much of a fucking threat I am out here. And I've always known it. I've always known it. But I've always played myself small. I've always played myself small. Like, you know, ain't nobody hearing me. Ain't nobody seeing me for real. Like, you know, like, what I'm saying even mattering? Like, but I still do it anyway. Fuck people. You know what I'm saying? In all respect. No, I'm just kidding. But, you know, like, I used to, like, question myself a lot or downplay myself. But I'm a fucking threat out here. Every person that I've not just about over this past year, 2 people that I've met on a spiritual level that I would consider are fucking gurus, they ended up fucking like either feeling some type of way about me or trying to kill my family. That's why I say I'm trying to get the fuck up out of this occultic shit, because this shit is real. Last year, a huge, like, I looked up to this man on YouTube and everything. Like, he was like really big on YouTube. His teachings on, you know, 13 astrology. I don't remember the name of his channel, but, you know, I ain't gonna get no names, but like, I remember I saved him on the as a friend on Facebook, and this is all social media. That's why I'm like, fuck social media, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? So I saved him as a friend, added him as a friend on Facebook, just because I was like, oh, he's teaching, he's doing lives. I love like the way that he thinks outside the box, you know. So let me just hear what he's saying. Yep, you know, just resonating with some of the things that he would say. Because when I was first introduced to him, like several years prior, like this was in 2013-14, my twin flame used to listen to him. And one of the things that he used to say was destroy and rebuild. Come to find out years later, that was my life path number, 52-7, which is destroy and rebuild. It is. The 7 is known as the loner, the spiritual seeker. But my particular path is 52, which is destroy and rebuild. So I was like, when I came to learn this and like I came back across him, I was like, oh shit, you know, he been like calling me all along, you know, on some other stuff. You know, I was in alignment all along. So like I started listening to him, and then I started posting my stuff, and he can really spiritually see. Like, this man is in a different realm. Let me just say that, like, it's different realms and dimension to the spirituality and to the mind. Like, he was on some far out outer space shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, almost to the point that it was like schizophrenia. Like, you know, like when you have certain mental disabilities like that, spirituality and those mental disabilities can kind of go hand in hand, but it's a very thin line to like crazy and being spiritually sound. So I'm just gonna say that he one day he shared one of my posts for one of the oils that I make, the Arizuli oil, and he reached out to me and asked me for my help to help, you know, someone who was very dear to them. And I did that shit. Like, you know, I did like spiritual surgery on this person, and I did it remotely. First and foremost, I did it remotely. So, you know, I'm spiritually working on her, you know, doing my thing, and, you know, I can hear him say, oh shit, she know what she doing. It's like she doing surgery on you. And I was like I feel like he said that, well, I wasn't on the phone with them when I was doing it because I needed my space to do it alone, but he picked up everything that I was doing. He said it felt like she was doing surgery, and I didn't necessarily call it that. I said that I was going to do Reiki on her. I was going to do a Reiki session, but I ended up doing spiritual surgery, and he picked it up, and he picked up a lot of stuff. Like, they purchased a lot of a few of my products. One of the things that they purchased was my road opener oil, and he said like they came across a glitch of $10,000 by using that oil. So I was like, oh shit. So he was like, you know, they was both promoting me and stuff. I was like, cool, thank you, I appreciate it, you know. But then he asked me to help her and make her stronger, and I did. And so as I did, she started waking up to like his energy and how controlling, and amongst other things, you know. And she was like, it was a really bad situation. It was really bad. And I was like in the middle of the shit, like, oh my God, like, you know, you asked me to help you, you know, like, because eventually he started blaming me like it was my fault that, you know, her mind was changing and she was ready to leave the relationship. You know, she was ready to leave, and it was my fault because, you know, I did what you asked me to do. So long story short, she ended up leaving him, and he was like making threats. Like, this shit was some crazy ass shit. I ain't never experienced nothing like this in my life, and I was scared for real because he involved my family, he involved my kids. He said that we were all gonna die. You know, as crazy as this shit sounds, I do know where he is spiritually. You know, he's somewhere in the deep dark ethers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dude, what do I have to do? Oh, so you want to play these games? And so I had to get my spiritual strength up and like protect me and my family, and, you know, do what I had to do. So eventually that stopped. But then I realized, like, damn, I'm that motherfucking bitch. Like, he even had to apologize publicly for what he was doing, for what he had said. And he said that I'm one of the fucking hardest forces on this plane, meaning like I really do this shit, you know. So for him to give me those props, somebody that was in his position, I was honored. And even then I didn't even realize like how much of a threat I am. But that nigga was trying to kill me and my family. I've had people come to me on some spiritual stuff. Like, the way that my spiritual journey is, it be so deep, y'all. Like, people be coming out of nowhere, like, on some, like, Matrix shit. For real. Like, you know, listen here, you know, don't forgive those people who have hurt you. Like this one guy I met, it was like real interference in our connection, like real life interference. Once again, like I meet a lot of people on social media because I'm not really, or some type of, you know, social, those social apps, because I'm not really a people person. I don't like being in large crowds. It's very, it makes me feel like I'm having an outer body experience. It's very, it gives me anxiety a lot of times, to be around a lot of people. So I like to meet people on one-on-one so I can really get to know people and just, you know, get a real good feel for their energy alone. So it was this one guy that I met, and we started a conversation. It was like an instant connection. All I know is in the middle of us conversing, there was an error that said like the person that you're trying to get in contact no longer exists, blah blah blah. And I'm like, huh? That's crazy. Okay. So I was like, you know, I tried to message him over and over, it wouldn't go through. So I was like, that's bold, you know, like I was just finally getting to connect with somebody that was like-minded. So the next day, this guy finds me on Facebook. He finds me on Facebook and messages me like, I had to find you. I was like, oh my God. I was like, that's so sweet that you would just like even go the extra length to like really try to find me. So we continued our conversation, and as time goes on, he starts opening up more spiritually. He's like, he hasn't felt that way in a long time. So I was like, wow. So he started reading me, and then he started going into like this past life talk, like, you know, X, Y, and Z. You know, you used to be one of the most powerfulest weaponry maker in the universe. I know, like my life, I need this to be a movie or something, but this is real life stuff, y'all. Like, I don't know what type of la la land, fairy tale land I done jumped into, what rabbit hole I went down, but this is real life stuff. I have screenshots, like, cause like this stuff is just so like unreal to me, but everything that he said it resonated deeply within my soul. So one day, and then not only that, like my other spiritual friends who aren't as deep in as I am, they're psychic. They could see what was going on, like the connection and stuff like that. They could see. So I wasn't crazy, you know. Like I didn't even have to mention some stuff, and then they would confirm it for me. So going back to this guy, he told me how powerful I was, and then he asked me, why do you have so much compassion for these people that you who knew they hurt you? Like, why do you have so much compassion for them? So like he was warning me, being like, you know, people love you, but they don't want to see you do better than them. And I could confirm that because it was written somewhere in my astrology chart that I had secret enemies, and that's so sad. But I'm learning to deal with that. I'm learning to eat that shit. And I'm learning how much of a threat I am out here, and I don't purposely mean to be. And I've been dimming my light for so long. I don't want to do that no more, and I'm not gonna do that no more. I don't care how crazy this video sounds. Guess what? I'm posting it. I'm feeling good about this. Like, I'm feeling so good with where I'm at in life that I could care less what anyone has to say about me and what I'm doing. And this is like, I had to share this moment because like it just like hit me like, girl, you know who you are. You know what you feel. You know exactly who you are. Can't nothing get past me. And I hate to sound like that, but can't nothing get past me. Like, I already know. I just, I'm very gracious. And, I'm a very gracious person. So it's like, okay. I don't understand why you feel that way, but I still love you, though. I still love you. So, like, until I know for a fact that this is what it is, then, I can only go by what you say. Not really, but, I give people those type of allowances with me, which I'm stopping today. I'm not doing that no more. I'm not sacrificing myself, my feelings, my energy for nobody else anymore, because I realize, like, how drained I've been around people and certain people and situations, and I'm not willing to do that no more. If I'm feeling some type of energy drainage, or I'm feeling some type of way, like, this ain't like mutually a good connection, like where I'm going into overthinking now, like, then I don't need to have that connection. I don't need to have anybody in my circle that's not gonna cheer me on, in my inner circle. I can't have that, because if you're looking at me from that light, then obviously you don't really wish me well, and you're probably looking at some aspect of my life, and I'm feeling it, and I'm feeling its effect on my money or my relationship, whatever it may be, my creativity. Like, I can't do that no more. I can't sacrifice myself like that anymore. I got stuff to do, and I'm very excited to do it. I am so excited to do it. So yeah, that's just I'm gonna probably go into details one day a little bit later, but this is like my raw reactions from today. It was today. It's been over a course of a few days, but this has finally reached its peak, and I had to do what I had to do and start cutting off connections that weren't mutually beneficial. I can't do that no more. Like, I'm a grown-ass woman. I'm a grown-ass woman. Like, I don't have time for hidden agendas anymore. Like, if I have to walk this path completely by myself, I sure will, because I enjoy me. I made a whole song about, like, me, myself, and I. That's all I have in the end. That's Beyonce's song, but I did new music coming. No, I have, like, that has been an outlet to me. Like, music has been like a huge outlet. It's something different than what I've been doing. I've been doing this psychic stuff, making products, and I'm not gonna stop doing that, but just certain things I'm not gonna go so deep into. Like, I already have all the knowledge that I need to do my job here on earth, and if spirit requires for me to go down a path, then my spirit source, then I'm gonna do that. My higher self, like, I need you to just check this out, I will. But, like, as far as just, like, searching and looking and, like, I'm not doing that no more. I'm just gonna work with the tools that I have now and do my job here, help humanity, with my products and my services as a spiritual advisor, root worker. I don't know. I am who I am. I'm just like a magical being here to help heal, like, as a healer. Let's just say a healer. And I make jewelry, but that's become a part of, my craft as well. So that's not necessarily a hobby per se, but I mean, I enjoy doing it, but just because it's like money attached to it now, it's like, it's not as enjoyable as it is with writing music, and even with my creativity with the music, like, I'm starting to get my creativity back. in that aspect. So I'm just looking forward to like all the great things that I have coming towards me. I'm just so thankful to have met everybody that I have met up until this point, even those who haven't been so real or who has ended up disappointing me in some type of way, or I've ended up being disappointed by. You know, it's all good. I send so much love and so many blessings to everybody, you know, and hopefully that, you know, everybody is in a place, all of us, including myself, that we're all in a place where we're happy and thriving, you know, and there ain't gonna be no need for no funny vibes. You know, we can all be on like higher vibes. We can all be like on those good vibes. That's like the world that I'm trying to create, y'all. Like, I ain't trying to be in nobody lane. I ain't trying to be in nobody business like that. I feel like we should all be in our own lane, doing our own thing, you know, loving what we do, and just like bringing more joy and positivity to this world. That's all I really want. That's all I really want, is just for everybody to get along. Like, ugh. And that disappoints me. Like, it's confusion and tension. Like, ugh, don't nobody want to live like that. I know I don't. And I just be praying for my spirits to like release me from certain things, because like, you know, I feel like I be in certain situations for a reason, either to learn a lesson, or I'm supposed to, you know, be a lesson for somebody else. And I don't be wanting to go through those experiences, but I stay until, you know, I'm finally released. And, you know, sometimes I'm tired from it, but I become more spiritually wiser. So I just wanted to share and bring a video. If you're missing those readings, please head on over to my other channel. My other channel. Okay, you guys, until next time.